Come on in. I got a cup of cafe mocha this afternoon and my rose cup. Oh wow, that smells good. It's too hot to drink though. So come on in here. Where's all my people? Ears itching? I know when your nose is itching, somebody's coming to your house. I don't know what an ear itching means. So come on in. There we got late night tubing. I'm with you there. I'm with you. I got a weird hair hitting my face. Anyway, come on in. Come on in. I yesterday I didn't wear any green. Didn't I don't really own anything green. I have a green tank top and a green scarf. And I bought that green scarf when I was at a conference in Bloomington, Illinois, and I was supposed to be speaking and I didn't have anything green. So I layered up with black and put on this green scarf, and I was good to go. Good to go. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. We've just had our visitor dog come to get his butt scratched. He loves Robert. I mean, he gets so excited when he sees Robert because Robert spoils him, and I give him treats. So, but he didn't come up to me wanting his butt scratched. He comes up to Robert, and he's a blue-eyed dog. Robert says, "Well, he might be gray-eyed, but he is a blue-eyed dog, and he's really pretty." But we know who he belongs to, and the guy that owns him goes to work real early in the morning. He gets off about this time every day, and so I think his name's Chad. Might be Jason. I don't know, but the dog showed up at the house one time, and I did a search for him on on Facebook, I think it was, and found him. And I sent him a message that his dog was at our house, and he says he gets out of the fence and he'll come home. So we've had dogs like that. Now we don't have a fence anymore, but Tulip does not like other dogs in our territory, in her territory. And yesterday or Saturday, this blue tick hound shows up. And this blue tick hound is an intact male. It shows up at my neighbor's house, Miss Marion, whose husband just passed away. And this dog was actively trying to procreate with two other male dogs. And Tulip was out there, and Robert had sent Marion a text message wanting to know if she knew whose dog it was, and she had already called them to come and get him. And I think Miss Marion's older, and so she scolded these people for not having this dog neutered. And she sent us a message yesterday wanting to know if Tulip was in heat, and no, Tulip is not in heat. She got fixed the first time she went in heat, and it cost us like an extra $200 because she was just let's just say it was not. We didn't know she was in heat because it had just started when we took her to the vet. So Tulip's been fixed, and this blue tick hound dog has not been, and it's not fun. Tulip does not like this dog, and she puts up a big bark when it tries to come down our driveway from Miss Marion's house. Anyway, folks, we got some people in here. I've got some cafe mocha, and it's a real easy thing to make. I use instant coffee. 1 cup of instant coffee, not mixed up, it's dry. 2 cups of Nestle's Quick, and 3 cups of powdered milk. And you make 6 cups of stuff. You can put it in a food processor if you want to and blend it up really well. And I keep it in a canister on the counter, and then I use 2 scoops in my cup with some hot water, and I'm good to go. Joanne's here from the panhandle of Texas. How did y'all fare with the firestorm that came through? You know, you just never know. You just never know. Anyway, folks, yeah, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, I guess it was Saturday night. I was reminded of something that happened 50 years ago, and it's just like it was yesterday. Yesterday, but it was March the 23rd, day after my sister's birthday. But I think it was that. I think Papa died. We went to bed on my sister's birthday on the 22nd. And you know, when you first go to sleep, well, let me tell you about Dan Bongino. I don't know if you know who he is or anything, but he's this pundit on the internet. I don't think he's on, he gets interviewed occasionally. My brother in law really likes him. I don't listen to him much, but I know who he is. And he's like me. I've never really been in our house alone. Not much at all. Uh, Robert went to Washington, D.C. with Alexander when Alexander graduated high school or something. I think he took him up there. I don't know if it was a graduation gift or what it was, but they drove up there. And Robert loved to take people to Washington, D.C. That's one of his favorite things to do is to take people up there. And the family, Justin and Emily, have gone up there and with us, and we've just liked doing it. I don't know why I mentioned that. I don't have a clue, but anyway, I was looking at Twitter, and I was talking about how I've never really been in this house alone. And Dan was in his house. His wife and his daughter had gone to Miami. And Mama must have been chaperoning spring break stuff. That's all I can think of, just spring break. And kids want to be involved in spring break, but you want to make sure they're safe, so you send a parent with them. And Dan, his mind's going 90 miles an hour all the time, and he woke up in the middle of the night, and he felt like something was wrong or somebody was in the house. He didn't know what. And at 3 o'clock, he feels somebody hug him. Just throw arms around him and hug him. And there's nobody in the house. Nobody in the house. So he pondered this. And at 4:43, he decided to call in the morning. He decided to call his wife and tell her about it. Well, he gets a phone call. I don't know who he got the phone call from, but y'all can hear his testimony on Twitter. He gets a phone call from somebody to tell him that his mother died at 3 a.m. She fell down some stairs. Now, My grandfather, my step grandfather, died at age 57, 57 or 58. He might have just turned 58. But he had a major heart attack, was throwing up. Granny gets him in the car. Her sister and her husband, Uncle Carl, no, Uncle Marshall and Aunt Carl took they lived rural, and they took them to the hospital. The hospital's not there anymore. And Pawpaw died on the way. His heart stopped on the way. Well, Patty and I were in the bed, and it was the wee hours of the morning. And Patty and I slept on a hide-a-bed that we could turn it into our den during the daytime and a hide-a-bed at night. And we slept with our heads at the feet of what you think would be the bed, because my hair was really long and it would drag the floor, and I didn't know about a nightcap. I didn't know about anything to put my hair up in. So I couldn't stand it around my face, so I would just hang it over the back of the bed. And we're laying there, and all of a sudden, something grabs me. That's all I can think. And it scares me so bad. I can't scream. I can't talk. It's like I'm paralyzed. And Patty was right beside me because I started jerking. And I think she probably remembers it. I haven't asked her in a long time, but she knew something was going on. And somebody started talking to me, and I didn't know really whose voice it was. All I could think of was that it was a man's voice, and it was speaking a different language, and I couldn't understand anything. And about that time, the phone rings. Now, the phone was outside of our bedroom in the hallway, and I guess Mother answered it. I don't remember. But it was Granny telling us that Pawpaw had died. And from that point on, I knew it had been him. He was the only person that ever made me feel safe. He was a good man. He was a deacon in our church. He was a trustee at the orphanage that the church helped to sponsor. But I couldn't break loose of the grip that was on me until that phone rang. And so I understood when Dan was telling what happened. He was just trying to get it out of him. Uh, and it was it just brought back this flood of memories from 51 years ago, y'all. It was 1973. I hadn't graduated from high school yet. But it was a powerful sensation. And I don't know what it was. I may not ever know. But one day, maybe I can find out when I get to heaven. Or maybe I'll ask the Holy Spirit to tell me. But I was paralyzed. I'd never had anything like that happen to me before. I've had things happen after. I've heard my sister, Patty, call my name. And I knew it was Patty. And that was quite strange because she had thought she was dying. And then another time before Sarah was born, I heard my name called. And I really never figured that one out. But I had thought, because Emily was pregnant with Sarah, and I had thought something had happened to the baby. And I just never figured that one out. But I don't have to know. I don't have to know everything. That's our perfectionism wanting us to know everything. But I do know that God has a plan for everything. And even if it's not his plan, he can turn whatever the plan that was of the evil one or whatever into good. He can take evil and turn it into good for our goodness. One cup instant coffee. I like Taster's Choice. And you can get Taster's Choice in different flavors. 2 cups of Nestle's Quick. And 3 cups of a good powdered milk. Or you can just mix up the coffee and the chocolate and heat up milk. There's no wrong way to do it. Anyway, y'all, that's my story. Please pray for Dan Bongino and his family. His mother was just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, there's my kitty. Yeah, she's in a sunbeam. She's been real quiet. Yeah, you're pretty. You're a pretty girl. Pretty girl. You just can't explain things sometimes, and we don't have to know everything. We don't have to know everything. But you can look in the Bible for a lot of things. I was reading about King David last night in 2nd Samuel, and then on into the first book of Kings. That hits a spot. Or you could take a packet of hot chocolate mix and put a teaspoon of coffee in it, and you got cafe mocha. I even bought some dehydrated mini marshmallows. It's more like a heaping tablespoon. I have this scoop. It's probably 2 tablespoons in a scoop. You just fix it to where you like it. Try it with 1 scoop, and that's usually 1 ounce. The tiniest scoop in your in your measuring cup is 1 ounce, which is 3 tablespoons. But I have this weird looking scoop and I keep it in my jar. And I started with 1 and it's too weak. I didn't like 1. I like coffee. We drink really strong coffee in the morning. Robert makes me a cup every day and it makes me happy. But I only need 1 cup. Kitty's gonna get in her bed. No, she's gonna drink some water. I don't know what she's smelling. Anyway, y'all, just keep Dan Bongino in your prayers. If you want to hear it out of his mouth, then check him out on X. It is good, Hope. You might need it writing that book. You could put a little vanilla in it. I have just made hot chocolate and put a caramel in it to melt and stir it around. That's really good. Or you can put some brown sugar in it. Well, Sage, I like in the summertime, my feet would get hot too, and I like a pair of sandals that strap to your feet with Velcro on them. Naoak makes some good ones that you can't kick off. I don't like hot feet either, girl. But I've always worn sandals. But last year I didn't wear sandals at all. We turned our air conditioning on early, and I was content with my tennis shoes. My tennis shoes are kind of airish, they got holes in them. And so in the wintertime, my feet get cold, but I have these little sockettes that I wear. Oh, y'all, we got some good stuff on sale right now. Don't forget to check it out. We've got our Chaos to Clean book. It's half price. And our control journal is half price. This is just the cover sheet of the control journal. Y'all have changed my life. It goes both ways. I never expected to do anything like this. Didn't know I could. Didn't know I could. We have had some high winds today. We had a big limb fall out of the tree onto the roof of the house and then tumble down and hit the front porch. Yeah, Sister Patty is bossy. She says that about me, and so does Dina. Anyway, folks, I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Sometimes we just need to hear each other breathe. Justin got to talk to Jack. I hadn't wanted to bother him, but he's really weak and he's trying to get up and move a little, which is hard when you've been in the bed for 12 days. I think they've gotten him up and walked him. I like my fit flops. I have two pair of them, a hot pink and a black. Who's Jack? Jack is one of our fly guys. He works with Justin, and he's been sick for the last 5 months with an intestinal issue that came from diverticulitis. In fact, Ave Maria is his favorite song, so I hope he hears it today. Anyway, folks, y'all take care of yourself. I think I might squeeze in a little nap. Continue to pray for Jack for his healing. I've never used sunscreen to mount to anything, and now they're saying lots of stuff about it. Nap sounds. I about got all my work done for tomorrow. Try to stay ahead as much as possible. So y'all be careful out there. Say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. If you couldn't remember anything else, what a great thing to remember. Anyway, I love you all. I will see you later. Be good, kind, and sweet. Be good to yourself by putting on your shoes or your sandals if you're in a hot area. Be kind to others and let the joy and the sweetness that is in your heart show the world who you are, a child of the Most High, the only living God in the universe. I love you all. I'll catch you tomorrow morning. It's Plan and Play Day. Bye.